Good afternoon and welcome to another VLRP lesson. This is lesson number 16 for grade 8. And the skill that we'll be tackling today is on advertising techniques. My name is Mpanya. I welcome you all. Right, let us look at what is advertising. Advertising is where companies or companies that are producing something send a message in trying to sell a service or a product. Therefore, it is a way of selling a service or a product. Advertisements appear almost everywhere you look, right? On TV, on the internet, social media, newspapers, etc. So they are everywhere. So companies are sending messages to all of this media in trying to sell something. The skill for today is on listening and viewing and is for weeks 7 and 8 on the ATP. There are two main purposes why companies put advertisements to sell their products. It is to tell people about a product or service, and it works to make people want to buy the product or the service. This serves as a way to tell people about the product, or it works to make people want to buy the product. Let us look at the differences between a product and a service. Here we have a product, a company that manufactures Lay's crinkle chips. They sell that product of Bilton tasted or flavored chips. That is a product, something that you can touch. Some companies, they would like to sell or want you to buy a service, like Eskom, that supplies you with electrical or electricity, which is a service, not a product. However, one can also have a product from Eskom, and that will be this electricity card, which they can give to you in order for you to get electricity, which is their service. Now, let's look at the techniques that these advertisers use in order to sell their products. Now, they use famous people like actors, actresses, models, or athletes. They play on human needs, what you need. They play on your emotions. They want you to feel guilty, or less important because you are not using their product. They play on what you desire. I want to look better than this person. Therefore, I will go and buy at this particular shop because it sells things that I desire. They play on your human fear. I am afraid to be left behind. Then the need for status. I want to be better than others. Look, there are many car models on the market. But why do you choose a certain brand to another brand? Because you want to get that status. People must look up at you that is driving this beautiful state-of-the-art car. They also play on your hunger needs. If you are hungry and you want food that will not take time to prepare, then they will put an advertisement closer to main highways where people will always feel that I don't have to go home to eat but I just want to get into this restaurant because it sells fast food and I'll get quick food and satisfy my hunger. They play on humor. Things we love, things that make us laugh. So they always play on humor. They use persuasive language, well-chosen adjectives. It's a blissful, beefy burger. Puns. Look at this crush. It will crush your thirst. Alliteration, blissful, beefy. Assonance, exaggeration is more than a chicken. Repetition, if you go, they will let you know. If you don't, you'll never know. Rhetorical questions, why are you not one of them? Commands, don't be a potato couch. They also play on the slogans, I'm loving it, and catchy phrases. Successful advertisements use visual effects like eye-catching headlines. They use pictures, photographs. We saw the photograph of Lionel Messi on the lace packet, and they also use cartoons, posters, and cleverly designed graphics, including fonts. It might be a bold or italic font style, and they also use colors, different colors to attract our attention. Let's continue the techniques used. Some advertisers chose to use logos, different or eye-catching logos. What is a logo? It is a distinct design or a picture associated with that product. This is a logo. You know, whenever you see this COCA, COCLA, you know that your thirst will be quenched, and that is Coca-Cola. It's distinct. It doesn't look like any other logo for any other soft drink. They also use slogans. This is a catchy phrase or catchy words associated with that product. And this is an example of a slogan for McDonald's, the big M, I'm loving it. So if someone is loving it, surely you will also like to love it, or you'll go on loving it. Another thing that you need to know that is very important when it comes to advertising techniques is the AIDA principle, or the AIDA. This is very important for you to answer questions on whether the advertisement or the advertisement is successful. If a question on whether you will buy or you'll not buy, why you'll buy or you'll not buy this product, remember, you need to think about the AIDA principles. How do I see, or how do I recognize that this is an AIDA principle for me that encourages me to buy the product? Some of the answers will be yes, while others will go for no answers. But let us see what this AIDA principle is all about. The first letter A is for attention. Some advertisers want to grab the attention of the buyer. By grabbing, we mean they want to take you away from what you are doing and for you focusing on what they are selling. Remember, whenever you look at their attention, remember it has to do with what? With your fonts, bold typed fonts, capital letters, italics. Remember, if a font is different from other fonts, that is how the advertisers want to grab your attention. Interest. They want to keep you interested as a consumer. Advertisers try to repeat things. If you see the repetition of a word or a picture, is for you to be interested. You can't be interested if you don't see this thing happening time and again. It always attracts your interest. So they use repetition to catch your interest or to sustain your interest. The letter D stands for desire. They create a desire to possess the advertised product, like using the well-known figures or models. Sometimes they use well-known sporting personalities because they know that we love sport. We like to be like Dr. Kumalo. So the status men's perfume will use Dr. Kumalo as a picture so that we can go and buy status because we want to have the same status as Dr. Kumalo. That's what everybody desires. So the D in AIDA stands for desire, and that desire is created through what? Through association with someone well-known. Then lastly, we have action. The last word of the AIDA stands for action, where they spare you. They push the buyer. They want you to stand up from where you are or leave your couch and spring into action. Things like buy one, get one free while stocks are limited. Remember, if they say while stocks or stocks are limited, then it means if you don't stand up and take action, you are not going to get that product. 90% a discount. Who doesn't want to buy something worth 10 Rand for 1 Rand? Or they use percentages like, sometimes they will use 999.99 cents. It was 1,000 Rand. Now, the reduced price is 999 Rand 99 cents. Now, they play around with your mind there. You will see 1,000 and all of a sudden it's 900. Surely this thing has gone down, but by how much? By 1 cent. But surely you will see that this is a marked down price. I'm going to stand up or I'm going to leave my couch and go and buy the product. There are aspects that you have to take into consideration when analyzing an advertisement. This question is almost always in the question paper. The target audience. Who is the target audience for this advertisement? You must be specific in your answer. Don't just say everyone. It should be a specific people. This advertisement is aimed at people who are likely to buy this because they want to feel, or people who own, or people who have. So be specific in your answer when you, in your response, when you answer a question on target audience. For example, a target audience may be parents with babies, not just parents, but parents with babies. If the diapers are one of the advertisements that you are asking a test, remember, is for young parents with babies or just parents with babies, not just parents. Young people who want to be fashionable. Independent, carefree women. Men who wants to earn status in their community. So you must be specific. Remember, there's also visual appeal. Remember, most of the advertisers or advertisements want you to see something. Except on radio, where they use your ears. They want you to hear. But in most cases, advertisers want you to see what they have put on the advertisements. Therefore, remember, everything that is on the advert, it appeals to you. It appeals to your senses, but the main one is the sense of seeing, or your eyes. This brings us to the end of the lesson. I hope that you have managed to gain some new information. Until we meet again, I wish you a wonderful, warm Tuesday afternoon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.